What's up, guys, and welcome to another video. In this video I'm going to be teaching you guys basically how to play on Junkertown as Tracer. I'm going to be going through the attack side and then the defense side. I'll leave some timestamps down below on the video timeline so you guys can click through what part you guys want to see. And yeah, if you guys do enjoy this video, you can always leave a like, and also make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed already, and turn on that bell notification icon to always get notified when I do upload a brand new video like a guide or anything like that on Overwatch and other games. So yeah, I hope you enjoy this video. So on Junkertown, the beginning of the map at least is going to have a bunch of Widow players play on defense, because this is arguably one of the best maps for Widow on defense, just because you can go over here and literally just camp down there, or you can camp over there and just shoot everybody that comes out of spawn, right? And that's pushing the payload. Since this is an escort map, so on Tracer, you're going to want to deal with that Widow, right? So you can go left or right. You basically have two options. You even have a third option of going in the middle and kind of going up there. I'll show them all. So bottom left, you can go through here, but I don't really like going through here that much just because it's a tight corridor. So if the Widow sees you, or a Hanzo, or any character like that, like Soldier 76, any other DPS can see you come through this really easily. So I don't really go through here as much, but you can go through here and sneak through here and then blink over here, right? What you're basically trying to do as Tracer is get behind the line and get to the supports and the Widows and or Hanzos, like the weak DPS, right? So you want to get over here. If you're going to go through under there, you can go over here and then you can get over here, right? You can do the same thing by going up middle and then trying to sneak over here. I would break this so you can just jump like this and then sneak over here, and then you can even jump down. You don't have to blink, and try to make it so they can't hear you. You can go through here as well and try to look for a pick, but I usually go on the outside right here, just because if the Widow's like down here, then I can sneak over here really quick while the enemy team is fighting right here, and then you can blink on her and then try to kill her, right? And then if she's right here and you're trying to kill her, always try to steal a health pack. That's always going to be helpful to you. At least you steal a health pack and she's by herself over here and her support's over there, then she's going to die really quick, right? She can't get health, she can't get healed, and I usually do that. I usually come around here and like fight down here and everything like that. I would show you guys this in the gameplay, but it's going to be really hard for me to find a match on Junkertown, of course. Other than that way of going, you can of course take the more aggressive route if you really want to. You can come over here on attack and go up these stairs, and then while the old team's fighting right here, you can try to sneak up. They're going to be shooting you, yes, but you can blink over here and try to kill that Widow that's like up here. Widow may be down here as well. You're basically playing Tracer like you would play on any other map. Just be a little sneaky and try to go into backline, right? Always try to steal the health packs from people. You do have a pulse bomb and you know the enemy's right here. Say if there's like a soldier right there or another DPS. Say there's a DPS down there, or the supports are right there behind them. Because usually the supports in the tank usually likes playing up here or down low. But usually they're up high with the supports right here in the back line, right? So what you can do is you can actually teleport over this. You can actually blink over this if you jump, right? So what I would do is, and then you can recall. So they're not going to see you, they're not going to expect you like literally blinking over this barrier, but you can blink over it like I just showed, and you can go get them. You can even blink forward and blink back to scout out the area as well if you want to be fast with it. But for pulse bomb wise, you can blink over that, do a triple blink, and then try to stick whoever's over there. Even if you miss your stick, you could kill a lot of people because they're all usually clumped up. They're all usually clumped up on top of the stairs. So if you throw it like right here, you should be getting a stick and or someone will be on top of that and just kill them. You do the same thing to like the Widow over here as well. You can even go low ground and sneak around like this as well. But for the most part, you're just trying to sneak around, like I said at the beginning of the attack, and trying to get the Widow usually, and trying to get the other supports and the other DPS. Then once you broke through, say if you broke through and you're going through the map, right here, this area, I never come through here on Tracer. Like there's rare times where I do come through here and come through main as Tracer just to try to get pulse bomb if I'm close to pulse bomb and I fight with my team. But usually I'm trying to sneak around, right? It's just same thing with the attack. I'm trying to sneak around, maybe crouching up here and doing my little crouch and then walk for a second. It doesn't make any noise to get you up faster. And then fighting up here, fighting whoever's up here, of course. And then you can just go into backline and try to fight whoever's in the back line. It's just a rinse and repeat cycle. They usually sit up here, like the tanks usually sit up here, and the supports usually sit on the stairs. Like Anna always sits here, or she sits in the back line, so you can go that way. And if they are being very aggressive that way, then of course you can go up the other way. You have the stairs up here, and then you can teleport, and you can blink through here and try to fight up here. Usually I like doing, I can go down here and try to fight the person on the stairs over there, or I like to just blink over here, and they're going to see me, they're going to hear me unless I walk all the way. Sometimes you can walk all the way if you really want to, try to sneak up on somebody. There could be a Widow playing right here, you could clip her. Same thing with over here as a support. It's all about getting behind them. You rarely want to sit in the main and try to, you know, shoot people and try to kill people, unless your team is very coordinated where your whole team's right here and they want to go in at the same time. So say if they're all going in at the same time, then you can sit right here and fight with your team. You can blink on somebody and try to clip them and everything like that. As for pulse bombing, you can get up here to this level right here and try to pulse bomb somebody. So say if someone's up here, usually the tank's sitting up there, but say if there's like a widow up there or maybe another character. So say if there's like a DPS character up here and you're right here, and if you have pulse bomb, so you can blink and then pulse bomb them and then recall really quick. So from here you can triple blink onto there. So it's a very easy pulse bomb. Same with here, you can blink up there from this start position. Same with here as well, of course. And also if you're being more sneaky with your pulse bomb and they don't see you come through this way, say if you blink up here and you're coming through this way, you can actually crouch up here and they still don't see you. You can do this real quick if you have a pulse bomb as well. You get up on top of the sign right here, and then you can do a triple blink and try to pulse bomb someone in the back from that direction as well. Just got to make sure to watch out for these railings, make sure they're destroyed. As well as I like to do this as well. Sometimes I do this. You get up on top of the signs, of course. You can, like I said, you can get up here and then you can just blink once and you're up on top of the sign. So if the payload's pushing through and there's no more enemies right here, say if your team has control of that, sometimes there would be a straggler over here or another DPS or something like that will come over here. If you sit up on top of the sign, they're not going to know that you're up there. So you can just fight them like this, or the enemy team coming under you, coming through the tunnel down here, and then you could just keep shooting them, build your pulse bomb, and try to get clips off. Usually I shoot them a bunch, and if someone's a low HP, I usually just like jump down and try to track them, and then I can even recall and go back up here fighting on top of the sign. That's basically what you want to do in this area. You just want to sneak around, be sneaky, use your pulse bomb wisely as well. You can even, like, say if you're up here and there's an enemy behind here, you can even jump on here and then you can, of course, pulse bomb them over on top of that. There's some creative ways you can use your pulse bomb on this map with the like fencing and everything like that. Same thing with this little rail. If this rail is still up and say there's an enemy right here, you can jump on here and they're not going to know that you're going to be blinking through that, so it's going to throw them off. But for the most part, you want to fight your team, kind of be sneaky, kind of play with your teammates that are trying to flank them, and or like DPS that are trying to flank them through here and down here and everything like that. Just help out your team for the most part. Once broken through here, usually I go through this way as well, other than this way, because this way is going to be more highly damage focused, where the enemy's going to be shooting once you break through and you cap that point. I like going through here because you have a health pack right here. You have a health pack over there, but this one's bigger. And then you can just fight here and everything like that. As soon as you get the respawn, then you'll be freely to go wherever you want, because the respawn's right there, right? So then you can go down here. You can fight low. I do like fighting low. I kind of do like sneaking around down here because there's a health pack, right? So I just sneak around over here, find whoever's down here, maybe shoot them in the back. See if there's a play right here, shoot them as well. And yeah, I usually just come through underground, try to sneak through, and try to kill somebody. If you're going to be more aggressive playstyle, as in trying to, you know, just get in their face constantly, then up here is going to be your best bet. But then again, there's a lot of DPS that are going to be holding up here rather than going through below or going through like main. If you go through main, if your teammate's a little safer because if you have a shield, but if you go under here, it's going to be a little bit better because, you know, they're not going to realize that you're coming through that way maybe most of the time. You just got to wait until your team is fighting over here in this general area. Then you can sneak through the underground and go behind them. That's what usually I like doing. Sometimes I go in by myself if there's a player there that's by themselves, like a support, and try to kill them. But other than that, I wait for my team to fight, as always. But from up here, of course, you can go on top of here. You can fight up here as well. Like I said, wait for my team to go in and fight, and then I usually push in. And I usually try to get high ground control as well. If I can't get low ground control, I try to go for high ground control, just to make it so my team can push through, because if the enemy has high ground control, it's going to be really, really hard for your team to push through that payload and that escort. It's going to be super hard because high ground control is everything in basically any FPS game, competitive game wise. So you would definitely want to get high ground control of your team, and or you can go up here and try to fight whoever's up here. One thing is for certain is that a lot of snipers play through here, like a lot of Widowmakers, a lot of DPS play in this area down there usually. So I usually like, you know, either going through the tunnel here and trying to go get them, or going up here. And this is really like the only time I usually go up here, and then I kind of like blink through like this and try to fight them like that, or just stay up here and try to annoy them by shooting from up on top, shooting them a little bit and then making them kind of freak out. So say if you have this area control and the payload's right there, you can go up here, of course, and fight somewhere. Just want to be sneaky. I usually like being sneaky back here as well, just like crouching, trying to look for whoever's in the back line, maybe a Ana, maybe a Zen. I'm trying to go on them, and then I can just recall out of there and then go back to high ground and have this controlled. Always remember the health packs are going to be your best friend, so always want to play around them. Always try to get in and then get out to a health pack. Make sure you have a good route in mind to go to. So say if you're sneaking over here and you're trying to fight someone back here, then you always have this health pack right here to basically blink to and get. Way easier than getting the bigger one down there, of course. But obviously in the opposite, if you come through lower ground, then whether you're fighting back here or you're fighting right here, then you can always blink to the health pack. You always want to play around health packs as Tracer. It's always good. Sometimes people play in this area if the payload's like right here. They always play in this area because that's their spawn, right? So you can always fight that. So say if you won the fight all through here and the escort's right here and they're coming out of spawn, usually I do like blinking back here and trying to fight whoever's back here and using this as my cover, this pillar in the chair. So I can just fight right here and keep them at bay. And then if I do have pulse bomb, I can just blink into them. I can even throw the pulse bomb on the ground outside of their spawn. So it's going to delay them so my team can push the payload into the objective and win the round, right? Same thing with this area. This area is going to be a little more risky for me, though. I don't like playing over here that much. But if I was going to play over here, I'd basically keep this wall from right here. I wouldn't stand right here because they can shoot you. I'd stand more right here so it blocks the enemies from shooting you from that way. And then you can just fight right here while you're keeping this wall right here. And then obviously I blink in, help out my team. You can even go from low ground and blink up here and fight as well once you're on low ground. It's all about playing with your team at this last point. It's more about just team play rather than trying to get picks by yourself. The rest of the map's kind of trying to get picks by yourself just like a Tracer would and have your team push it at the same time. But for most part here, you're more communicating with your team. You're more getting in there, trying to fight a lot. And as for pulse bombs, there's not really that many you can do. I mean, that aren't like normal pulse bombs. I like going on top of high grounds like I teach before, staying up here with a pulse bomb and then like pulsing somebody. So even like somebody in this window over here, you can drop a little bit and then spin and then pulse bomb them. And or you can go from here and then drop on somebody down here with a pulse bomb as well. I usually like going up here with pulse bombs. If I do have a pulse bomb, I always go high ground on this map for the last objective. Just because, like I said, it's so easy to hit your pulse bombs when you're in midair. When you're falling in midair, it's so easy. It's much easier to blink into someone's face and then pulse bomb them rather than trying to pulse bomb them while on the ground stationary. So if you're up here, you can even do this. You wait a couple seconds, spin around, and then pulse bomb them. So hopefully that explains the attacking side of Tracer on Junkertown and the mindset I kind of have. It's more about just, you know, trying to get in the back line, trying to help out my team, doing basically the same thing I do on every map. It's just a little bit more sneakily on this map, at least, just because this map's way more open base. At least out here is way more open base, so you want to be more sneaky. You don't really want to show yourself too much in the open. You always want to get in those 1v1 situations rather than a 1v2 situation, of course. I mean, that's with any map, but especially on this map, it's going to be way easier for you. You have this control, I forgot to say almost. You can actually jump up here, and then you can actually blink over the whole roof and then pulse bomb somebody. So if you can literally go over a whole roof and then spin and then try to pulse bomb somebody at the end of the stairs, that's useful as well. So getting to the defense side of the map. Defense side of the map, I usually play Widow here. I never really play Tracer on the defense side of the map when you're in the open area part, the first start. Just because Widow literally dominates on this map at the beginning, because there's so many angles you can play in the back line. You just have to watch out for Tracer sneaking up on you like I explained. But for the most part, if I am on Tracer, then I like playing forward. I kind of like playing more aggressively. Just my playstyle personally. You can sit down here and play a little more aggressive with the health pack down here, but I feel like it's not that good of a spot because they see you a lot. They see you from spawn, they see you from over there. It's really hard to play. So usually I like playing up here. This is always a good spot. You can play up here and sit in this corner waiting for them to come out of spawn, and then you can fight them right here. Try to kill somebody maybe, and if you can't kill somebody, then you can just back up into down here and just stay down here, play with the health pack, play around the health pack, keep getting the health pack, and then you can like go left, you know, try to fight somebody over here. That's a little bit more risky just because you're being so aggressive. And usually if I am on Tracer, by the way, there's always going to be like a Widowmaker on my team, usually on this first start of the map. So I do want to protect her. So if I'm fighting people, say up here, and I'm fighting people right here with my team that's right here with me, and I'm always paying attention to my Widowmaker behind me. If he does need help, say if she's getting pounced by a Tracer or a Genji, then I'm going to blink in and I'm going to try to fight that Tracer with her. I'm going to try to fight that Genji with her and try to keep her alive as best as I can to make the Tracer and the Genji get off of her, or whoever's trying to dive her, trying to protect her the best I can to keep my teammate up. And that's what you always want to do as Tracer. You always want to help out your snipers if you do have a Hanzo or Widowmaker or any other DPS. Try to and goes with supports as well. Same thing with Anna. You always want to try to get in there and help your teammates out from dying because you are Tracer and you do a lot of damage, burst damage. So it's really good on squishy targets versus another Tracer, of course. You can always chase them out and then they'll get irritated and they won't want to fight your teammates that are in the back line anymore if you keep doing that. Other than this area, you can play down here as well. I rarely do just because it's going to be a little bit risky. I do like playing this area. So there's a spot right here. You can sit right here, but sometimes your toe will be sneaking out or your gun will be sticking out from this area so the enemy can see you. So I like getting up on top of this little generator thing and just holding the crouch key and waiting for them to come through. It's going to be harder for them to see you up here while you're crouched, and then as soon as they come through like this, you don't even have to move. You can just clip them, and as soon as they turn around, then move, and then you can just start spraying them again. So it's a really good spot to sit up here and wait until someone comes through, kill them, and then get out of there. Don't ever do it again in that round or in that game, just because they're going to expect that, of course. It's like a one kill spot, basically. You kill one person and then you get out and then you never go there again. I never play down here usually just because there's going to be more like the tank here and then more players, the more enemies going to be here. So you can get stuck in this room pretty bad if they both come this way. So you want to be careful of that playing down there. Other than that, you can sit up here, wait for Widowmaker to peek, or sit in here. Same thing, wait for DPS. You know, I do have my pulse bomb as well, so there's all kinds of areas you can play with your pulse bomb. You can get up on top of these rails, go up here, and then you can, of course, blink over here and try to stick somebody. You can also get up on this fence and then do that. That's a little more advanced, but you can get up there just because it's going to be easier for you to stick them if you're over here. So what I mean by that is just because you're over here, they're not going to be shooting you. Say if the payload's like behind this wall right here, it's over there, the escort. So they're going to be over there fighting, and they're going to be shooting your teammates that are up here. So if you're up here on here and no one's over there, then it's going to be easier to pulse bomb because they're not going to shoot you instantly. But from right here, this is where your team's going to be standing, so it's going to be harder to pulse bomb, but you can still do it. You can still go on this like a little ledge right here and then throw your pulse bomb and then hit him in the face and then, you know, blow them up if you do get a good sticky on them. So the second point, say if you get pushed through the second point, usually I play up here. I really play aggressive on the second point as Tracer. If I am playing Tracer on Junkertown, I play up here just because there's going to be, you know, DPS up here, usually because they want high ground control. So I usually play up here, wait for them to come up. Sometimes I even play up on this ledge if they're already through and they're respawning and everything. I usually play on this ledge just to shoot them real quick and then, you know, just fight them up here. Usually like fighting them up here or fighting a Tracer or Genji that's trying to go up there. So for the most part, I'm playing down in this area as well, and then of course up there like I just showed. Sometimes I play down there if I'm really risky with the Mega in the corner, so I usually like playing behind the wall right there. But for the most part, I'm trying to play in these two areas, and then also I play up here as well, looking for an opportunity to like a pulse bomb and the stick, because this is a high ground area, so I like falling and using the pulse bomb. So say if I have pulse bomb ready, you can always just blink and then pulse bomb somebody while you're falling. So much easier. Same thing with blinking over there and blinking over there for a pulse bomb. And this area is really good as well because you have the Mega down here, so if you get damaged, you don't need to have your teammates run over here and try to peek you. You can just drop down to the Mega, get that, and then go back here and fight again and wait for your opportunity. You can like blink on people that are over here. You know, it's the same thing, rinse and repeat. Stay up here. Sometimes I do like staying up here and just crouching and literally just focusing on people while they're over here, so I can just build my pulse bomb from being on top of high ground. And then going back over here and fighting people that are low ground and just keep fighting. Just make sure this wall's right here. You don't want to be peeking like from over here because they can obviously shoot you from there. So I usually like doing this when the payload's right here. I just stay up here, keep fighting them, keep annoying them. I can even blink over here, fighting them from over here, blink over here, wait for them to come through here to try to get a Mega maybe they're low, try to fight them right here, and I just dominate this whole area. You just want to take control of areas as Tracer on defense. That's the main priorities. Take control of as much area as you can. Of course, you want to watch people from coming from this way as well, so you can play down here a little bit way more risky because the enemies are going to be right here and sometimes they come through here. But there's a Mega, so you can try to steal that Mega from them. But I rarely play down here because it's such a closed-in space. You can get spammed out really easily. I like playing up here in this vicinity. So the last part of the map, you know, as you know, the payload will come through here. So there's not many areas you can play as Tracer through this area. I mean, you want to try to get high ground control as best as you can. Sometimes I do play down here, like I said, with the Mega. So if there's another Tracer on here, I usually fight them and try to keep that Mega to myself. And then if the payload keeps advancing, I stay down here a little longer just because it's an easy spot to basically sneak behind them when the enemies are going through this way. So it's easier to sneak behind them, going through underground, of course, and then trying to get a good pick on somebody that's over here. And also if someone's up there, you can obviously sneak underground, go through this way, and then trying to fight the enemies from behind up here. But for the most part, I am either underground there, trying to do that, trying to do sneak around, or I'm up on top of high ground up here, and I'm just fighting them, trying to stay real close to this wall basically, and just keep fighting them like this. And then I blink back, and then I keep fighting them up here, because I want to try to maintain this high ground control for my team, just because they're going to be pushing the payload through here, and then I can just lay fire on them from below, from on top, and then I can also pulse bomb them as well. So it's really good to have high ground control on this map as well as Tracer, and you just want to take care of any, you know, any DPS that are up here, anybody that's basically up here, try to help out your team with that. You're being a defensive Tracer, but also a kind of aggressive Tracer, because you are trying to dominate that high ground control the best you can, of course, and or that underground right here, the underground tunnel. But other than that, there's not much to say. I mean, it's just going to be regular play. You can be in the open right here if you want to try to get your pulse bomb and try to stay low ground. There's not that many tricks you could do. I mean, there's this trick where if you stand up here and then get up here, you can even jump up here. So I'll show that one more time. So if you go onto this little robot thing, and then you can even jump up on here, jump up on top of there, make sure you jump and crouch. It's easier, and then you can get up there from low ground, so you don't need to go all the way around up the stairs and all the way up. It's way easier. You can even blink on this, so it's even easier for you if you do want to get up from there. Also, more pulse bomb areas. Say if I did have my pulse bomb right now, I can pulse bomb over there, so I can even do a triple blink and then pulse bomb somebody that's there, and then recall really quick. Same thing, if any of these areas, you can pulse bomb over this and try to get somebody, or if someone's in that window, you can pulse bomb down there like this, and then, like, you know, arch it, make it go through the window, try to stick them. It's a very situational pulse bomb though, that one. Yeah, other than that, they're just going to be pushing through. You're going to be fighting again. You can always fight in this area. I do like staying in this area a lot as Tracer when the cart is basically right here. So I do like fighting right here because I do have the mini. So I can always go to the mini, keep trying to crouch around, fighting them from here. And if no one's on top of high ground, the enemies are not on top of high ground, then I usually like fighting right here as well. Just staying up here, staying behind this little ramp so I can just stay alive and keep bouncing back through. Shoot, 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 blink, shoot, 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 blink, and reload while I blink. And I can always just stay alive and keep annoying them from top of high ground. And if someone is up here, try to deal with them, of course, if they're by themselves for the most part. Other than that, there's not that much else I can show on Tracer. I mean, you can go over here with a pulse bomb, and if the boxes are right there, you can always blink and try to blink over the boxes right here. But other than that, you're just defending and you're staying with your team for the most part. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed that video. Hopefully it was helpful on how to play Junkertown as Tracer. I will be making more of these. If you guys did enjoy that video, I would try to get some gameplay like of the maps and everything, but it's just so hard to find a game, and it takes forever to find a game that's on Junkertown. Yeah, if you guys did enjoy this video, you can always leave a like on it. Tell me what you guys think I should do for these videos. It's kind of something new that I'm trying, so I can change it up in a different way, maybe edit it differently, maybe talk about different points in the video. Leave some suggestions down in the comments below. And yeah, have a great day and or night, and peace.